My name is Scott Haverty. I live here with my wife Susan Atkinson Haverty. We've lived here for 14 and a half years. We bought this land and we built a home from scratch, and we take great pride in it. And it's been this bucolic, beautiful setting that we have up here is now endangered, and the pipeline will actually devastate our lives. Kinder Morgan can only compensate you, and they do that minimally for the tangible issues, which is the easement that they take. But what they can't address in any form of compensation is how it affects your life. And I cannot live here peacefully with a surgical scar going through my land 130 feet outside my window. I'll see it every day. It'll be on my thoughts at night. Every waking moment, it will be on my mind. It just can't go through here. It just can't. It will devastate my life, my wife's life. It will make it intolerable to live here. And that's what it does to me personally. As far as the idea of the infrastructure of the Commonwealth being expanded, the more we expand things like pipelines, the less we move away from the agenda which is put forth by our governor for alternative energy sources. And that just pushes that timeline back and back and back, and we can't have that. So the idea is a pipeline, rethink the issue. If it's not part of a sustainable energy policy, then why do it? It doesn't make any sense. So the idea is, I'm against the pipeline. I'm against the technology of how we extract oil from the ground presently. But the idea is that things come sort of full circle, and we shouldn't allow it. We should make a stand on the infrastructure. Don't expand it. We have alternatives to it, very viable alternatives. It just takes a will to do it, and that's what I see as a shortcoming as far as the will. But pipeline, no, absolutely not, absolutely not.
Scott, I see we're in the middle of a very dense, beautiful forest.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my wife and I, we bought 62 acres of land, and I have land on both sides of the road here. What drew us to the area was the forest. I mean, it's just beautiful, beautiful. There's wildlife and fisheries land on this side of the road also. There's state land to my northeast. And there's also large tracts of land, including the sisters next door who own 102 acres up there. We've all been very, very cognizant of the minimal imprint that we make on the land. My wife and I have we augment our heating source with wood. We've made a conscious effort to not take good species of trees. We make conscious effort to take species of trees that have been somewhat compromised by disease and natural forces. We haven't cleared the land. We don't have a formal lawn where we have to use certain products on the lawn. We've made a conscious effort not to do that, and now to have this pipeline come through, it's just like, it's how we conducted ourselves up here now is like, it's a smack in the face. It's, so, but again, you just listen here. This is what it's like all the time. This is beautiful. I've lived in the city. That's why I moved out. That's why we moved out. We lived in Peters Ann prior to this. We lived in Fitchburg and Leominster, too crowded. We moved to Peters Ann. Believe it or not, that got too crowded, even though there's only 1,000 people there. And we found this beautiful spot, and we're only 7 miles from the highway. It provides convenience to that route, but it gives us this 7 miles off the highway, and you think you're in the Upper Kingdom in Vermont. I mean, it's just beautiful, and it's hard for me to even contemplate losing it.
Have you spoken to your the governor or the representatives?
My wife and I have sent 2 letters to the governor's office.
Yeah.
All right. We get the typical response back that they're looking into all energy options and so forth, and that You know, it's not a letter of, it's a standard response letter, nothing specific to our issue.
Form letter.
All right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My letters are basically, there are tangible ways it affects you, and there's the intangible. For instance, Kinder Morgan, their compensation for the landowner is by linear foot. It's not by square footage. So they'll take 1,800 feet linear from me, 1,800 feet. They'll take an easement. They'll pay taxes on their linear foot. I pay taxes on the easement where I have restricted usage.
Oh.
So the idea is that I can't, how's the town going to compensate me as far as they assess my property? What a complex formula. That's not going to work out. So the idea is the landowner, everybody in Massachusetts, or anybody who's going to, if the tariff is imposed, is going to pay a cost for it. Then you go to the directly affected people, the landowners. They will pay such a disproportionate cost, either tangibly or intangibly. The tangible issue is they're going to use my land. They're not going to pay full taxes for it. They're not going to compensate me adequately for it. The intangible, it's just going to devastate this setting that we fell in love with and that we've tried to maintain. And that to me is the biggest thing, is that it's just going to cease the existence that I have. And my wife and I love it up here. The dogs love it up here. It's just, I mean, what you, like I said, what you hear right now is what you get all the time, just nothing. It's just the birds, just the animals, and it's, while I was waiting for you, there was a hawk no more than 30 feet from me, nesting and flying around, and it was just beautiful. Occasionally you get the eagle flying up from the quadrant, we've had all sorts of animals here. It's just beautiful to see, and we don't hunt, we don't partake of that. We've just thought that it was a responsible way to deal with the environment that we've been given, and we were fortunate to come upon. And it's just, I know that there's very few landowners up here. There's a lot of usable land, as far as a lot of vacant land, uninhabitable. But I don't understand how a company can now view this land from above, and say, there's no homes here, but let's go buy this person's home here. It escapes me. It tells me that their initial survey was either strictly aerial or very cursory, or they just don't care. And I'm citing on the issue is that they just don't care. They will exercise their right of condemnation, or commonly known as eminent domain. They will do it in the most cost-effective way they can, and that means going past my home as opposed to someplace else. And I think there's a tension between agendas by other people. I think what you'll see is that you'll have people that want open space. Very admirable. We've tried to maintain open space up here. We live here, but we try to maintain open space. We try to be responsible to that concept. Environmentalists probably don't want the pipeline for many, many viable reasons. Open space people don't want the pipeline for their reasons. All right? So the idea is that if this is a public project, because all 6 governors have said, basically, yes, we need a pipeline, we need more natural gas service or transmission. Fine. That's a public mandate now. If it's a public mandate, why is it going through 1,600 people's private owners' land?
That's right.
It's a public project. It should go through public land, or not at all. Preferably not at all. But if it is a public mandate, public land should be, that option should be viable, and it should be explored more than just a cursory way that they're doing it right now. Obviously, the corporate mentality is the most cost-effective way to do it. If it's going to cost them more money, they will shy away from that and steer the argument someplace else. All right? But my central theme is, 1, no pipeline at all. If the pipeline does show up, it should go through public land. That's my position.
Good.
Thank you very much.